Let's talk a little guards. We're going to welcome in Oregon State's manager here in 1 sec as soon as he joins us, but let me get the read out the way and set up what we're going to talk about with Mitch Canham. You guys know I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop, but as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer and fewer games, and the sports just aren't sportsing like I want them to. But FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open up the app, dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone every day all summer long. So head over to FanDuel.com/UCSS and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball and the ultimate Cleveland sports show. And as I just mentioned, Oregon State baseball manager Mitch Canham will join us here shortly. But Jason and Tyvis, you were not with us yesterday to give us your thoughts on the Guardians' 1-1 selection of Travis Bazzana.
I like the pick. I mean, we talked to – who did we talk to last week?
I can't remember either of their names.
Yeah.
We talked through draft.
Joe Doyle and Jared Goodwin.
Yeah.
It was Jared.
Yeah.
When he talked him up, I thought that when you go back and you look at him in college, I love the fact that he kind of reflects a little bit of Steven Kwan when he's got great plate discipline and things like that. I love the passion that he plays. When you watch his tape, he's fired up on the thing. So I like those type of things. I think that he can translate to the MLB the best. With Charlie Condon, I love the home runs. I did. I thought that was big. But this kid he gives you home runs. Maybe not to that extent, but he still does give you home runs. And I just feel like with Charlie Condon, it's a lot of ifs, because he's not going to play third base. This kid can come in and play second base, and I think it's perfect. Now you get Jimenez back to shortstop, and I think it just makes the Guardians better long term.
All right, we'll get Jason's thoughts in a little bit. But, Mike, we have our next guest.
We do. It is the Mitch Canham, the manager of the Guardians' current number one pick, and Oregon State manager Mitch Canham. Mitch, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate, Coach, for taking some time to give us a little insight into the newly drafted number one overall pick of the Cleveland Guardians, Travis Bazzana.
Look forward to it. Thanks for having me on. Any chance I get to talk about T-Boz is a fun time. A lot of stories, but just brings a lot of joy for having that young man around for these last handful of years.
First of all, Coach, you look way too young to be coach. I mean, you look like you're 25. How old are you?
We had a camp last week, and I was taking out the trash and working my way back into the stadium. And this dad goes, "Hey, so you do play here?" I was like, "I appreciate that." No, not anymore. Once upon a time, but 39, turning 40 this year, and got two little ones that keep me young.
Well, there you go. That's cool. Hey, Coach, obviously we don't know Travis. You know him well. We don't know him. We've heard nothing but amazing things about him. Tell us, what kind of person – we see the baseball player. Obviously we want to hear about the baseball player, but tell us what kind of person we're getting here in Cleveland.
I'm telling you, you're going to want to bring him on the show every day. He's the kind of guy that's infectious. You want to have around at any given time. I mean, it's almost like there's a fight to who's going to be his roommate, right? Because you look at the photo of him there with his smile. He cares about other people, whether he knows you or not. He wants to change the world, which is exciting. There's not anything that he doesn't want to be the best at, and he understands his platform and how he's going to use it. The emotion he has towards his family and taking care of his homeland of Australia, this is a much bigger thing than just playing baseball for him. And I know when I was talking to him about the draft coming up, and even after it, getting selected by the Guardians is something that he was extremely excited for. We hopped on the phone with Kai as well, and I talked to Steven, and just knowing them from a long time and saying, man, this is so cool that I trust that he's going to a place where he is going to continue to develop, that has a winning tradition, that has a culture that I know he's going to be excited to be a part of. But he's a guy that don't be surprised if you see him out there in the community. Don't be surprised if you see him staying late after games, signing autographs. Don't be surprised at anything, because he'll play anywhere on the field to help the team win. And he's got the biggest heart in the world, and he's pretty stinking smart. So you got to be careful when you bring him on. Make sure you're ready.
I like that.
Mitch, how do we get here? When the Guardians won the lottery to get the #1 pick, I don't think people thought they were going to be the first team to ever take a second baseman first overall. So this obviously is not a position that normally goes #1.
Yeah.
How did we get here with him?
Look at the development throughout his years. I mean, from when he was in high school, when he was playing, when he was 16, he was playing against grown men, right? And his freshman year, he comes in, hits 6 home runs. I mean, this guy, when I watched him play summer ball for the Corvallis Knights here in town, he hit over 400. And every game that I went to and brought the kids and eating a hot dog and crushing a soda pop, you know, he's laying down a bunt for a knock, getting down the line in a 3-5, and then he hits one over the fence or in the gap. And then it was like every single game, same thing, playing with energy, talking to everybody around him. And this guy hasn't even stepped foot on college campus yet. And then he brings it in 6 homers, 11 homers, 20, 28 homers, whatever. But it's when he stepped in on our recruiting visit in that players' lounge and saw the leaderboard of all the accolades, he took a photo of it, and you knew he was just sitting there saying, I'm going to beat every single one of these things. And even the stolen base record, he goes, I think he had like 7 the first half of the season. And I go, Boss, how come you don't run? He goes, do you want me to? I said, yeah, man, you got speed. Like, use it. And he goes, okay. So he gets out there and he breaks the season record in stolen bases. Just incredible what he can do in a half season. And he said, if that's what the team needs me to do, then I'll do it. And it's been really exciting to see his growth. I'll give you one more little nugget. We take off for summer, and we do a lot of stuff in the classroom when the guys get back in the fall, a lot of life skill stuff before we go out to practice. Boz called me up and goes, hey, I have a couple presentations I'd like to give to the team. I said, what do you got? He goes, I'll show you when I get back. So he gives the presentation to Coach Dorman. He gives it to Coach Gibson. Then he comes in and does it to me one-on-one in the classroom before he's ready to go deliver it to the team. And he gave me an hour presentation on induced vertical break and how to effectively use a slider.
Jeez.
And I just said,
What?
Travis, you're no, but he's a student of the game. He wants to help his teammates.
Amazing.
I got so many stories about Boz because, you know, he's just so special. But we're sitting outside or in the dugout during the game, and he goes, he has a different look on his face. You can read his body language pretty easy. I go, you okay? He goes, yeah. I go, man, and it's always you always ask 3 times, right? I go, you doing all right? He goes, yeah. I go, now you got to be real with me, dude. I need to know. Are you okay? And if not, can you finish the game like a professional? He goes, I'm a little off, but I can finish this game. So he goes out, gets a couple more hits. We win the game. I wait down the line for him, and he's, you know, signing all the autographs for the kids. He's always the last one to leave. He comes over, and we start having this conversation, and he was so emotional about wanting to help other people. He goes, I just want to get better at helping my teammates. I believe in them so much, and I want to be able to push them. And it was genuine. Like, this wasn't just some fluff talk. You could see it was affecting him in the game, just looking at his guys, because he knows he's going to do his job. He's able to go pitch to pitch better than anybody, right? And you watch him after he fouls one off, he's just going to get fired up, but then he brings it on back down to the end of the funnel and commits to his plan. But I watched him in that moment. He and I sat down, and it was just like, I want to get the best out of them as well because I want to win it all, and I believe in them. I love these guys. And that's why he stayed here and did the draft and brought everybody back here as opposed to going off to Texas. He just really wanted to be home and be around his family. So he's very special, and he's going to treat, you know, the Guardians just like family as well.
No, he's definitely an awesome guy. He's a guy. I might get me a jersey for
That's
sure
right.
with his name on it for sure. I definitely get one.
Yeah.
Mitch, you talk about that he can play every position. What is another position that you see him, you know, potentially playing in the majors?
I think there's been a lot of people talking about, you know, possible transition into the outfield. We had done that one game when we were in the Pac-12 tournament. He jumped out in center field. after we just got done with a 5-hour game and everyone's exhausted. I think the score was 23-22 or something silly. But Boz goes out there and plays center field, and he loves it. I mean, he'll go out there and shag during BP and, talk mess to the other guys and challenge them a little bit. Like, hey, but you could put him at third. He is open to playing short. He goes, if you need me there, and he's going to need to be able to play on the left side too, especially how we were shifting and everything to make those throws. But I can see him running around anywhere in the outfield, going to second base, picking up third base very easily, but really working with Kai and his expertise as an infield coach as well, I think is going to also help him elevate to the next level. The convo that they had the other day was just about that, man. I've been prepping, if you were going to get here, I want to be ready to work, and that hits home with Boz. Boz wants to work, and he wants to be the best at anything. So if you want to see him get better, just tell him the answers to the test. Like, you need to get better doing X, and he will find a way to make it happen. His time he spent, with the folks up at Driveline and coming back and implementing a lot of that stuff, taking it to the cages. We joked, we said, if you live with Travis, your OPS goes up 200 points. So we should have got like a 10-bedroom house and just thrown everybody.
Hey, Coach, when you look at his stats at Oregon State, I think the most eye-popping thing to me, and almost everything in his stat line is eye-popping, but to me, the most impressive thing was his strikeout-to-walk ratio. Like his freshman year, he struck out a little more than he walked, and then his sophomore year, he walked more than he struck out. And then this year, I mean, the numbers were absurd. It was almost 2-to-1, I think. Might have been a little more than 2-to-1 walks to strikeouts. In this day, a modern age of baseball, that's unheard of. I mean, it's crazy for a guy who has the power that he does, but the plate discipline, the baseball IQ, and the feel of the strike zone that he has. Do you expect that to translate as he makes his way through the minors into the majors?
I really do. I sat back there in the fall and would umpire the game sometimes. I'll throw the gear on, and he's not afraid to let me know if I missed a call or not. But he could sit there and tell you exactly how far up, out, in, or down the baseball is. His strike zone discipline is, I haven't seen that. Garrett Forrester was extremely good at it as well. But Boz understands like every different section of that plate, and his swing decisions. You can tell when he's locked in. He doesn't swing at stuff out of the zone. He's going to hammer stuff that's in the zone, and just his approach, pitch to pitch, his setup, his ability to repeat it. That's something we always talk about is, or some people I've heard say, Travis is extremely aggressive. And he'll even tell you flat out, no, I'm not. Like, I am aggressive to my pitch, to a good pitch, and I'll go get that thing, but I don't swing at any junk. Like, his ability not to chase leads, and I've heard from guys from other teams we played for, gosh, it is so frustrating pitching to your guys because they don't chase. And so you have to come at them. And when you do come at them, stuff happens like that highlight you just showed right there of him hitting it out at Globe Life. That kind of stuff is what we focus on a lot here daily. But when Boz first got here, it was, again, like bat control. Guy played cricket, right? He could put bat to ball and hit it anywhere he wanted. And then he started to say, you know what, I really want to learn how to hit home runs. And like practicing hitting home runs and making the bat move faster. There's so many stats. We can look at the stat sheet and say, this is all incredible. One of the most impressive ones is runs scored. He's getting on base and he's finding a way to score runs. And that means having the guys around you. That means like constantly not looking for the next 90 feet. You're trying to find the base beyond that and beyond that. When he's on the base, the guys that are up at the plate, the pitchers aren't focusing on them as much. They're focusing on Travis because they don't want him to swipe the next bag and the next bag, right? So it becomes he is a threat at all moments of the game. And you can always see people are going to be sitting in their seats when he's up because you just don't know like how exciting that moment's going to be. And most likely it's going to be thrilling.
One of the best guys in terms of walk-to-strikeout ratio, plate discipline. Already in the big leagues, of course, is another former Beaver, and that's Steven Kwan. Now, I know you didn't coach him. I know he left before you went to Oregon State.
Yeah.
We love Steven Kwan. He's very popular here in Cleveland. He's been a fantastic player, and he's having a fantastic season. He's got the batting title seemingly in hand at this point. I know you mentioned him briefly. What is the relationship like between Steven and Travis? How well do they know each other?
I'm not sure exactly how tight that relationship is, but Steven comes here in the off season and gets a handful of workouts in. The year before Steven got pulled up to the big leagues, you could show up to the yard at 6 a.m. and Kwani was out there working, right? Him and Larnick and a couple other guys, Isert, who had just made his debut this year as well. Yeah. Guys were sitting out there and getting a workout in the morning. They go over, they can use the weight room. They got their own pro locker room to throw their stuff and take showers or what have you. But if you would have said, do you think that guy's going to make it to the big leagues this year? It was a no-doubter, yes. Look how hard he's out there working. He's pushing himself each and every morning, consistency. And he was like, just the way he was carrying himself. You felt that about Kwani. So when he got called up, obviously we're all huge smiles, but no, I don't think there was really a surprise. And for him to keep going the direction he's going right now, how much people love him. He has such a great story. Travis has such a great story. Rutschman has such a great story. I think that's what this place is made of right here, is bringing in the right kind of guys that have a lot of blue collar to them, grit, that overcome adversity, that fall, pick themselves up. And Kwani is just a beautiful picture of that, of a guy who is seen the highs, seen the lows, but continued to get after it and treats people with respect and love and compassion. And that, Travis and I and all of our coaches, everyone here knows, we are standing in such a good position right now because of those who have come before us. Pat Casey and Jack Riley and all the other coaches that have been here before, and then the student athletes that come in here have propelled us. I mean, Boz looks at those alumni as people that motivate him, right? He sees the records that Rutsch and Larnick and everyone else has created, and Jim Wilson, and says, you know what? That's going to motivate me to be even better. And I see him, looking at those next big milestones and saying, I'm gonna find a way to break all these records too. And whether he does or not, I know that he's going to give it everything he has. And as someone who loves him and believes in him, I'm also extremely, I smile because I'm confident that he's going to go out in this next step and be in a great place. I'm not worried about him. I believe in him. I'm excited. My little kids are, sad that they're not going to see him every day right now, but they're excited that he's taking on that next chapter. The best stats are the ones that aren't on the back of a baseball card. People don't always, talk about them, and kids don't see them when they turn the card around and look at stolen bases and homers and OPS and all that stuff. Travis is really good, not only at the stuff on the baseball card, he's amazing at the stuff that's not even on the back of that baseball card, and that's the game of life and how he treats people.
It's awesome.
Mitch, we're running out of time. I have 100 questions I'd want to ask.
I know.
You. But I want to get to one off topic a little bit, but real quick. Could Travis come up and help this team this year, do you think? Could he be a guy?
He tweeted it, and then he deleted it. But
like September postseason type thing. Do you think he's an option, or is that just rushing things too much?
Travis tweeted that?
That's what I was told. I didn't see it myself. I was told he tweeted it, and then maybe thought better of it and deleted it.
I don't even know if Travis has Twitter at all. I think first Facebook was for the older generation. Now Twitter's probably for the older generation. I think it's one of those other ones.
Maybe it was fake Travis.
Could be.
So there are people that can help on the field, and there are people that make other people better, and there are people that do both.
Yeah.
I do believe if he gets an opportunity to be up there, he will do amazing things.
Wow.
There's no doubt about it. Whether or not it's his time yet, I know that they have a great squad and they're doing amazing things up there. But if Travis gets the opportunity, I don't think people are going to stress it too much. I think he'll handle that environment extremely well. Obviously, there's always, some of that transition, but what he's been doing with his mental skill game, I mean, he came here and started studying psychology because he wants to make sure he's sharp and he's able to help others with that process as well. It's a big jump. I never played up there. I have no idea of what it really entails because I haven't set foot out there. But watching some of the other guys and seeing this kid, I would say he's got as good a shot as anybody of helping out right away.
It'd be pretty cool, real quick. It'd be pretty cool if at some point next summer, not only if he's in the big leagues, but if Steven Kwan's batting 1 and Travis is batting 2.
It'd be great for Oregon State.
That's a good recruiting tool. That would be a great recruiting tool, yes. and then Adley Rushman's hitting 700 home runs for the Orioles, But I think I'd be pretty excited thinking about that.
But
Go ahead,
speaking
Jay.
along the lines of home runs and everything, we don't get to talk to college baseball coaches very often. One thing I've always been curious, why don't they use wood bats? And I know it's not all about Major League Baseball, but it certainly would help the evaluation process and who can make the transition and who can't. Is it just the contracts that the schools have with the bat companies, or why don't we see, do you think wood bats would ever come to college baseball?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. That's something I haven't really dove into a ton. I do know there's like contracts and there's a market for that for college athletics. Wood bats could be a safety issue for some of that. I mean, we train a lot with wood bats.
Yeah.
Right, and the way that they have the bats designed right now, there's not a ton of difference in the jump off the bats from what I've noticed when our guys go out there and hit with wood, and then they use our D Marinas as well. It's it looks the same to me. It sounds quite a bit different. I do love the sound of wood bats, but you don't have bats splitting and shooting all over the place. I enjoyed the transition from college to pro ball and using wood bats, but not really sure on that one. We'd have to dig into it.
Okay.
Coach, for 10 seconds before you go, as a highly successful college coach, I have been coaching Little League for 3 years.
He's about to get fired.
Now, I'm on the hot seat, Coach.
Hot seat.
My team has not won a playoff game in 3 years. We're now starting fall ball right now. I'm loaded with talent here, Coach. Can you give me some advice? We've had success in the regular season, but in the playoffs we're falling on our face.
Update your
Can
resume.
you give me a
That's
piece
my
of advice to help get things going here in the Little League?
Dang, well, sometimes we gotta outsource. If we're not getting it done, we gotta go find the next guy that's ready to get in. I don't know. I
gotta fire myself, is what you're saying.
I just said bring in some new life and energy. Man, you're doing a great job in the regular season.
Yeah.
We did this in the minor leagues. Like sometimes in August, you gotta bring in some games, some Jimmy Fallon, some fun, some Johnny Carson to loosen the guys up. I don't know, maybe a little pressure.
Did you play in the New York Penn League, by the way?
I did not. No.
Okay. Just curious. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. Great stuff on Travis. We're all excited to see him play. Do you know where he's starting? You don't have any idea whether he's starting in Lake County or Akron. They haven't told him yet, as far as you know, or?
I have not heard anything. He said he was going to be taken off to go get all the stuff signed and go check out the stadium, I guess. I'm not really sure, but I know he's busy as all heck. We had a great celebration the other day for him. Aiden May got picked up as well, and yesterday a handful of other guys went.
Well, we wish you best of luck with the program, and we thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Right on, guys.
Thanks, Coach.